After pretty much getting all of the dragon gods' names and attributes revealed, the obvious speculation following that is what exactly they're going to be like. And I've got a lot of thoughts on each of them. I've really liked the two so far, both in design, personality, and the differences of pretty much how they operate and why. Pretty much just exactly their mindset on everything. We had Mercephobia, who was kind of, used to be bad reform now, and just kind of wanting to live a peaceful life and to do nice things to make up for all the things that he regrets doing back when he was, a merciless killer. And we have Ignia, who just does pretty much whatever he pleases and is just battle hungry all the time. He very much feels like kind of like a Acnologia Jr., but not evil, more as just like the thrill of fighting and much more of like personal with it. But the other three seem, very mysterious, especially the gold dragon seems most mysterious. And also, by the way, I'm going to go with the translations that people originally got because no offense to the people that did that on Weekly Sorcerer, but it can't be the metal dragon. Just so you know, I forgot to mention it in my review, but the names of them are based off of, or the themes of them, sorry, are based off of the names of the week in the Japanese calendar, I believe. Obviously, if it's the Moon Day, Fire Day, Water Day, Wood Day, and Gold Day or Golden. Obviously, I don't know if that's in order, but it's obviously not Metal Day. If all those are so accurate, it's not. I doubt it's a coincidence. But with that, there's the question of, again, what exactly each of them are like. And I'm going to start with the first one. Again, I'm going to go with the original translation, not with the translation that was on the translation from fans. Let's put it that way. That's the nicest way I can put it without it sounding overpraising or rude. But Alderaan, what do we know about him so far? What we know about him is he has this ability seemingly to read minds and hearts, and he's the largest dragon probably ever from the sound of it. I don't know why they said largest dragon god. He's probably the largest dragon. I mean, Mercephobia is already like massive, and apparently Alderaan is bigger than he is. So we already have a very interesting aspect to him of he can read minds and potentially hearts. So it's probably going to be very tranquil, very peaceful, very much kind of like a kind, neutral one, but also one you can't lie to, very straightforward. But something I thought was obviously very interesting is, one, just like imagining his attacks, like imagine a lot of his attacks just like swipes and, maybe makes like big trees in the wake of his attacks, smacks somebody, but at the same time a massive tree like grows and hits them. But I was wondering also like his roar, and I talked about this in a little bit in my review, if it's just like a sheer force of breath with seeds on it. So it'd be like you get hit by this intensive blast of pressure, and then on top of that, like a forest grows on top of you, and you have the weight of probably like thousands of trees, but also like roots like digging into you, and then maybe depending on those trees if they have any special effects. Lots of crazy stuff. But one thing that was actually noted when I was talking to somebody that they made a really good point is the town they're going to, sorry, not town, the city, which is I guess the largest city in Giltina, which again is very interesting because it's the largest city for the largest dragon, and again, following another interesting aspect is it's called Yggdrasil. And one thing that you can kind of take that from that is what is for one, largest dragon, largest city, wood, obviously very nature and tree based, is Yggdrasil. And if that hot tie has any ties rather to, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing this properly, but Yggdrasil, the World Tree. And again, I think that's a very plausible kind of thing to think about. They're going to the largest, and if you know what the World Tree is, it's pretty much the absurdly gigantic tree. I think it's Norse mythology, and all the different like layers of like the world are on it. It's like all these different ones. Pretty much, I'm not going to be able to describe it properly without actually doing further research other than just like knowledge off the top of my head. But that idea of what exactly we're going to be seeing from it. Now, are we going to see, you know, this city that maybe is like massive and all throughout the trees? Like, could you imagine just like one horrendously big tree and it has all these different structures on it? And we actually got something similar within the Eden Zero chapter on Gilst, which I think would be really cool to have as, you know, a kind of side-by-side kind of shout out to a comparison to the series, but also one that you saw all that was kind of more corrupted and then kind of was cleaned up near the end, versus here where we're going to kind of see it in an in-between state while it's still kind of populated, but not really potentially not a horrible place to be. And from that, I'm wondering if maybe if we end up seeing the Wood Dragon God Aldoron, if he has, or was it Alderaan? I keep saying Alderaan like the planet from Star Wars. But if he ends up, if he really ends up having any kind of ties, maybe to his theme of maybe something from Norse mythology, maybe he'll have some weird elven theme or, you know, something like that. Very interesting to really think about. And again, these are just very early kind of concepts to go over, which again is very much one of the fun aspects when you can see this. You know, we saw the wing prior, and we were able to look at it and be like, that kind of looks like a tree. We ended up, you know, a lot of people calling it as a wood dragon, and now, you know, there's some potential more hints here. And again, I feel like all these things kind of tying together: wood, largest dragon, largest city, Yggdrasil, Yggdrasil. Is it? Probably. I mean, it's a good call. We know Yggdrasil potentially is a thing, unless that was just Mardgeir's attack. But it didn't look like he just made a bunch of roots and then he just called it Dia Yggdrasil. It looked like he opened a portal and then the roots came out of it. So maybe that's going to have a tie-in to kind of back that. Was he calling roots from this location? We don't know. Other than that, tell me in the comments section what you think about this. I think this is going to be really fun, kind of slowly getting hints and tidbits against each of the dragon gods, you know, as, you know, it leads up to them, and then we finally find out what they're like. So looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to seeing who the largest dragon is. And I don't know, I just have this weird feeling that it's going to be a huge dragon, but it's when it takes a human form, it's either going to be it's going to be like a little boy or girl that's like smaller than Wendy, which could lead to some pretty interesting comedy of just like Wendy finally having somebody like that looks human, that isn't a cat, that's smaller than her, which would be pretty funny. It's like the only other time is like children, like Asuka. But other than that, drop a comment below what you think about this theory. You know, do you think this stacks up? I don't know. I feel like it. I feel like it's pretty good deduction already. It's gonna be a lot of fun moving forward with these. And other than that, I really appreciate if you would thumbs up the video, press the like button and subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But other than that, I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.